Many people with narcissistic personality disorder engage in self-harm. Some do so very publicly in order to derive narcissistic supply from their activity. Narcissists are committed to establishing absolute control over their environment and everyone in it. They then extract as much narcissistic supply as they can from those they control. In effect, they establish a cult, where they are worshipped by their cult slaves. Why do they behave this way? Narcissists are people who cannot cope with psychological pain. So, they try to regain control by addressing physical pain. By harming themselves, they can release pain. They are typically drawn to the goth and emo subculture, where they can wear black and put on lots of makeup. Increasingly, many of these people have adopted non-binary and transgender personas to gain more attention. The most badly damaged narcissists engage in ritualistic self-harm, even turning it into a performance. They may swallow razor blades, swallow swords, lie on beds of nails, put hooks through their noses, regurgitate pool balls, and engage in extensive piercing. All of this is intended to convince others, but especially themselves, that they cannot experience pain and cannot be hurt. They love to think of themselves as invulnerable. Of course, none of this ever addresses the true pain of these people, the psychological pain. Most people suffering from NPD are desperately weak and would have a breakdown if they had to physically encounter the person who traumatized them as an infant, their mother. Isn't it funny how narcissists pretend not to experience pain, when in reality their whole life is defined by pain, the pain of not being accepted by their own parents? Curiously, schizophrenics seem remarkably resistant to physical pain, especially when in the midst of a psychotic episode. Are self-harm narcissists also resistant to physical pain because of their serious delusions and the fact that they have replaced their fragile, terrified true self with a pompous, puffed up, grandiose false self that believes itself godlike and perfect? Whenever you encounter someone performing self-harm stunts in public, you should reach an almost automatic conclusion that the person is a narcissist. After all, this is self-evident attention-seeking behavior. Look at me, everyone, I'm hurting myself. Isn't that cool? Who does that? Who are the people who flock to these public self-harm overt narcissists? Well, it's the private self-harm covert narcissists, of course. Like flocks to like. Hurt people hurt people. Damaged people damage people. Damaged people are drawn to other damaged people where they can trauma bond. Narcissists rely on all of this to weave their manipulative webs. They are expert con artists.